The Maine Coon sat between the baby and the air purifier every night for 6 days. She thought he wanted the warm exhaust air. Fatimata Diallo Henriksen was a respiratory therapist with 12 years of clinical experience. She had purchased a hospital-grade air purifier for her newborn daughter Amara's nursery, a model she had researched extensively, with HEPA and activated carbon filtration, to give her daughter the cleanest possible air. Their Maine Coon was named Ptolemy IV, an 11-pound, semi-long-haired tabby. 6 years old, the kind of cat who would assign himself to specific temperature zones in the house with great precision. He usually slept on the radiator. The night they installed the air purifier, Ptolemy IV sat between the unit and the crib. He was not near the warm exhaust duct. He was between the machine and the baby. Facing the machine, she moved him. He returned. She thought, he likes the vibration. She left him. Night 2, same position, but he sat up instead of lying down. He had not sat upright like that in the radiator position in 3 years. Night 4, Amara had a mild, dry cough. Fatimata thought dry air. She put a humidifier on the other side of the room. Night 5, the cough was slightly worse. She thought early cold. Night 6, Ptolemy IV stood up when she entered the nursery and faced the air purifier and made a sound she had not heard from him in 6 years. A low, specific, unhappy sound. She turned the air purifier off. She opened the window. She sat in the nursery for 10 minutes, breathing the outside air and then breathing the room air and then breathing the outside air again. She thought, I am a respiratory therapist. I should be able to tell the difference. She thought about ozone. If you stay for stories about what animals notice before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. She ordered an indoor air quality monitor and ran it for 6 hours with the purifier on. The ozone reading was 0.067 ppm, above the EPA standard of 0.050 ppm for long-term exposure, and significantly above the recommended pediatric maximum. She called the manufacturer. The model she had purchased used a bipolar ionization secondary system, a feature she had not noticed in the specifications, that produced measurable ozone as a byproduct of ionization. The feature had been marketed as beneficial ionization. It was also producing ozone in a closed nursery at night. She returned the unit. She purchased a HEPA-only model with no ionization. Amara's cough cleared in 4 days. The indoor air quality specialist she had called, a woman named Dr. Ingrid Haugen Solberg, confirmed the ozone levels and said something that Fatimata, a respiratory therapist who had been a professional for 12 years, kept with her. Cats have a highly sensitive chemoreceptive system with significant capacity for detecting airborne irritants. Ozone irritates the feline respiratory tract at concentrations that are below human awareness threshold, but above safe pediatric long-term exposure. Your cat was being physically uncomfortable in the presence of the machine and telling you by sitting between it and the baby. He was right, and he was right before the cough started. Has your animal ever done something you couldn't explain until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. The correct air purifier is in the nursery now. Ptolemy IV sleeps on the warm radiator in the nursery instead of between the machine and the baby. He has made his peace with the arrangement. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who sat upright for 6 nights in front of a machine they had decided was wrong, until the respiratory therapist they lived with finally agreed with them. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Amara is 4 months old. She breathes clean air. The ozone-generating model is the subject of an ongoing consumer complaint filed by Fatimata with the EPA. Ptolemy IV still checks the air purifier every time it is turned on. He sits. He sniffs. He decides. He has not had a complaint since the replacement. Tomorrow there's another one, and they never end, because the animals have always been watching. Subscribe so you never miss what they know next.